Read the book. I think it's a brave book, I think.
I thought that I would not want to look people in the eyes after writing this book, and I didn't. I wrote it more for myself than others.
Okay. Well, it kind of puts you in Catherine Hayhoe territory.
Yeah.
And what I have found in, spending time with a lot of scientists, the caricature of the scientist as the cold atheist is not correct. Just based on my unscientific sampling, they don't always talk about it as openly as you do here.
Yeah,
And
I wonder about that. I mean, I've lived two, in some ways, parallel lives.
Right.
They're not related, but there's one, I mean, you don't often talk about that more personal side.
Right.
Human beings doing science, and there's more to us than the cold, purely objective part.
Of course. And I think there will be some people that will have wanted more of a sciencey book. But I also think there is perhaps an audience that has not been reached that will be reached by this book.
I started out with a lot more science in there. And as you see, there were at least two threads. There's the personal story, then there's the science, and then there's the faith. And the editor really asked me to move, I'd say 90% of the science into the end notes and even taking it out. So when going into it, I had two options for publicists. It was HarperCollins and Basic Books. And at Basic Books, I knew that I would be writing a book that would probably be used in college classrooms to teach science. And I feel like I've devoted so much of my professional life to doing the science and communicating it by speaking that I wanted to do something different here. And I actually use this opportunity to process my own life. And I really wrote it because I don't know for other people, but for me, when I had children, in order to live in the presence with them, I needed to somehow reconcile and let go of my past. And I was finding tension there, that I was having the more I would spend time and be with them, the more I was easily forgetting my life before children. And so I needed to write that down. I took it really on as a personal project, and the editor had a lot to do with saying, let's put more of the person. She actually asked for more faith. She wanted more of that story and putting the science into the end notes, or even reducing it altogether. So
we didn't really talk about the faith aspects that you specifically put in the book. What do you want people to take away from that?
I think maybe what you said in the very beginning, that when I was getting my education, and for a long time I was atheist or agnostic, but then there reached a point where I questioned things. And when I looked around, I did not have any idea the other professional scientists in the world were people of faith or not. And every once in a while, I got a hint that somebody was. And that was important. That was an important piece of information that I stored away in the back of my mind and my heart. So for me, I think it was just to let people know that there are scientists out there that are also people of faith, and that together those things can work in a person's life. And I think even enhance our career. My faith has kept me, I would say it's been a check on reminding me to be humble, to really pursue the truth, which means being willing to be wrong in my science or in interactions with people. So it's impacted the way that I do science. It's also helped me to trust in something else that's not just myself. And that's very reassuring, because otherwise we can bear the burden. and I think that all the outcomes depend on us and how well we do, but really recognizing that there's a lot that's out of our control. All we can do is our best, admit when we're wrong, and then strive to improve and not have the agenda be our own self, our own career success, but really let the agenda be, I am seeking the truth in the data that I'm collecting.
Okay, and I think that the sense of wonder that brings a lot of people into the sciences also opens them up to a larger perspective that is often spiritual, not always necessarily like a traditional Christian spirituality. You know, I would put you more on the traditional side of the spectrum there, but the way that you have come to it is certainly not traditional.
That's right.
Okay, so anything else you want to say about that?
No, I mean, to me, it's a big, like you said, in some ways it's kind of like coming out of the closet in a different direction. So I don't know the ramifications of what that means. But again, we are, I think as a scientist, we're to be truthful. So I found, yeah, this I'm being truthful about myself and need to do that in every aspect of my life. So.
Okay.